Hey guys, and welcome back to another video, and in this video I'll be going through and starting the Sydney teams for the BBL preview, this one being the Sydney Sixers, who are the relevant Sydney side in the early goings of the BBL SuperCoach season, even though if you actually look at my current side, I don't think anyone from the Sixers, and that is just because with the we have a really good mix now with some snubbings and stuff like that from the international teams that have games going on around about the time of round one, round two. We had some good news over the sort of weekend that allows me to change it up a little bit and still get points and cashed in early. It just means that for round three, I'm going to be basically going in with only 3 or 4 players on the double that round, etc. So it's kind of tough. I might not be able to fully maximize that double too much, and it might mean that but it is the way I think that is best at the moment, and obviously with 4 weeks to go before the season, there'll probably be changes, etc. of it. But anyway, let's just jump into the video here. So, as you can see here is sort of that lineup that I was talking about for the Sydney Sixers that I'll go through later on in detail. BBL schedule, you can see the Sixers have the Renegades, Thunder, and Stars Heat. I know someone pointed out to me, was it the Stars in round 3, I think they pointed out that I had messed up with the putting Sydney Thunder. They don't play the Thunder in round 3. They play, they played the Thunder in round 3. I had them playing the Strikers. I just got confused when it said ST. I thought that was the Strikers for some reason, because sometimes you have that when in reality ST meant Sydney Thunder rather than Strikers. So simply put, but I really do like the Sixers run or start to the campaign with Renegades, Thunder, and then Stars, Heat. I think that's 3 of the bottom 4 sides in there, in the Renegades, Thunder, and Stars. And the Heat will be tough, and that'll be tough, obviously, with them having it on the same, both the Heat and the Sixers playing the 2 other double sides. In that they play one of the double sides. It's the Heat that have both double sides in there. Do I have that right in saying that? Scorchers, okay. Stars, and then, nope, the Sixers do play the double sides in the Stars and the Heat. And they're the only side to play the double sides, both double sides. Okay, I got the Heat schedule wrong. For some reason thought that Perth were on the double in that round, but they're not, they're in round 2. Anyway, back to here we go with that. That is a slight team update. But anyway, let's get back into the swing of things here with the Sydney Sixers and their side, filtering it for the Sixers. Steve Smith, he's way overvalued. And also, he's not going to play till like the maybe 10th of January, which is way too late in the season to have him starting. You would just be burning cash, and that's just dumb. Hussein's looked really good in the T20s against England, and I don't know, let me just check what happened this morning. Here it is, this game here. Did it click on it? There we go. We'll just see here quickly what he did again. He had 3 overs done for 40, so he was terrible in this one. But and didn't actually end up batting. But in the other games when they weren't high scoring, when there wasn't 220 runs, which these are basically the only scenarios where bat wins over ball, is when 200 plus is scored, as you see here with guys getting past 20 and getting the max bonus points you would have seen. But what's that? 4, is that 4? Yeah, you would have seen over 100 points in strike rate bonuses in that innings, and you would have seen 1, 2, 3, and 4 in 4 full bonuses, so 120 bonus points for strike rate in this innings, alongside 250 scores, which is now 145, and you would have seen 120. So you would have seen like 265 points in just bonuses from the batting side for all that, and yeah, that would have tipped the scale, I think, in the batter's favour in these type of games. But it's the 160 games that are just weighted heavily favoured in the bowlers column. So Hussein didn't have a good game, but he had really good couple games before that. So I think he'll do really well at the SCG if that's where they play their double. I don't remember where they play their double at, but it could be but the SCG is probably preparing for the Sydney Test match then. But then again, round 3 is around about the Boxing Day, so I don't know where they play that. Let me actually just quickly check. Give me 1 second here. There we go. And then round 3, they play at the SCG and the Gabba. So SCG against Melbourne Stars, that could be interesting. He could go really well there. The Gabba probably will struggle, but it is what it is there. Then let me just go back to here and then to the Sydney Sixers again. Jackson Bird, he bowled really well in the first class game. I don't know how many he ended up taking in that game, as they ran straight through South Australia twice. Let me just double check for you guys. They won by an innings and 1 run. So, yep, he did. And he got a player of the match for 11 wickets for about 80 odd, 90 odd. 7 for 46 and 4 for 65. That is 11 for about 110. And I know it's a longer format, but obviously he did play pretty well and got a 0 not out off 1 ball. So didn't get himself out. So yeah, if he could be one that you look at maybe on the double, but then again, you're probably looking for those really, especially early on in the season, guys like, you're really looking for the all-rounders on the double if you're going to pick from the Sixers. So you'd probably be looking for Edwards and Abbott early on in the double, in these double games, rather than looking for those bowlers, etc. And bowlers, usually you're looking for the sort of 130, 120k bowlers anyway, if you're looking for bowlers. Jackson Bird at 152k, yes, he's probably coming into good form, but that's more so from bowling line and length and swinging the new rock a little bit, whereas and having players nick off a lot, whereas I don't think you're going to get that too much in the T20, the short form. Hughes currently injured at the moment, I'm led to believe, and I don't know if he's in line to start round 1, so I don't know if you want to go there with him. Ben Dwarshuis, a guy that I think is probably unders. Now we finally actually press at 46. If we go back here, 59, 55. So he probably is a little bit unders, given that he's probably about 5, 6, 7 points unders throughout every year until you go back to 2018-19 and even 2016-17. He averaged 52. So probably is a little bit unders, but I just think there are guys in the Sixers lineup that you pick roll before picking guys like Dwarshuis that are like 5 to 10 point unders. And I think guys like Abbott and Edwards, which we'll get to in the next couple with this glue to 130 guys, 130k guys, that are just going to be way more undervalued. Phillipe, he's a guy that I'm actually considering, and I know this will sound really dumb, is to trade into him on the round 2 double. I know that sounds really dumb. Yep, sounds really, really dumb. But I think he could be one guy, because, like, are you really going to be trading into Hurst or Pearson? And you're also, if I'm going to start with a Clark, you're not going to hold on to Clark when he's not going to be playing, because he's only there for 2 games. So I might just trade straight into a Phillipe, who is going to just play throughout the year. And he's going to play throughout the year, not have any other commitments. And we've seen in the past, he's priced at 44. We've seen in the past 33 the year before that, but 58, 56, 52, and 42. I think he's a guy that on the double in round 3 could be really, really valuable, and also a guy that I don't think many people will be able to trade to, because they'll kind of be stuck in limbo with probably, if you have Seifert, then you could get to him. But yeah, I don't think a lot of people will be able to get to him per se. So I think he's one guy that I really want to see if I can get to him in round 2. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but I'll probably be boosting in round 2 and round 3 anyway. So I could get up to 5 or maybe even 6 Sixers players, Sixers Heat, and also the Stars, who they all have there in this round 3 double. I'll still have a lot of Stars players, and I'll hopefully be getting up to 5 or 6 Heat/Sixers players. And then we can get to the Renegades and Strikers, who I'll be holding anyway. So you'll see how it works out. But I think I'll still have 8 or 9 double players in this round here, and then 8 or 9 in this one here. So I still feel like he's a guy that I've made, that is a plan that is sort of forming in my head of a way to get around, because I don't really want Pearson at the moment. And Hurst, I don't really want him because he's playing in new conditions for the first time, etc. And they may also release Josh Ingles anyway, who that could just turn into an absolute mess if he plays one game, Hurst plays another, etc. Sean Abbott, a guy that I really wanted to start, absolutely wanted to start, but the 131k price tag, the premium bonus that he's gotten for an extra 30k, he was probably going to go in at about the 100 marker, give or take. It was like 101 or something like that. I think he just got a flat 30k increase. which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. But yeah, I think he's just well undervalued. As you see, 29 points, what's that, like 35 points, and then 20 points. He's pretty much, and then 50 points undervalued there, 32 points undervalued there. I mean, he's priced at 44, sorry, so let's actually take that into consideration. 19 points unders there, 44, 26 unders there, 10-point unders. He's pretty much 10-point unders in every single season, at least, which is just massive value there in my opinion, and should be batting 7 or 8, give or take. He probably doesn't actually go up the order too much per se, even with Curran going out of the side, because we did see him have 5 or 6 games with Curran out of the side. I just think he picks up his bowling form and picks up a lot more wickets, because he averaged 34 last year, which was a combination of only 7 wickets, 18 runs with the bat and 58 dot balls, where if we look here at seasons prior, he took 25 wickets, I believe, the year before that in 14 games, and had 105 dot balls. Divide that by 14 and you would see that that is around about 8 dot balls a game, whereas in the 23-24 campaign, sorry, he only played, like 7 games last year or so. So yes, I think that's 7 games. It might even be 6. Let me just double check that. 239 divided by 34.1 is 7 games. So he played 7 games. So 7 games for the dot balls were roughly about even, I think. Roughly about where he is at. But I think it was the economy rate bonuses and also the catches that he was massively down on. Yeah, economy rate bonus massively down on. Dot balls, 14 games I think last year, was it? Or 2 years ago, sorry. Let me just double check that as well. Yeah, that seems about 14 games. 829 divided by 63.8 is 13 games. So yeah, he's just a little bit down on dot balls, but massively down on economy rate bonus, catches, as well as wickets from last year, going at a wicket a game compared to about 1.6, 1.7 wickets per game. And if you think about wickets per game as 20 points, if he's getting 0.6, 0.7 wickets per game more, that's already 13, 14 points per game, realistically, per game more. And I think it might have even been, it was actually 0.9 wickets per game more. So, like, that's already 18 points just there that he just was not getting. As well as I think he is a better batter than what he showed last year with only 18 runs in 7 games. I think he does get a couple games where he just gets it more. Only 34 that year, but you can see 72 the year before that, 5 the year before that. I think he's a better batter than what this probably shows. 31, he's never really actually scored runs. 81 in that campaign. So he's never actually really scored runs, but I think he's genuinely shown in the last 12 months that he can bat well. James Vince, batter only, no thank you. And I don't know when exactly he leaves for his other his other T20 comp commitments. Chauhan, just don't know if they go for the known talent of Murphy or if they go for Chauhan. I would probably lean Murphy, but Murphy could also be sort of pulled by CA or Cricket Australia just to focus on red ball with the Sri Lanka tour in maybe April or something like, or Feb or something like that. So Chauhan probably gets gamed in it, and I do like the way he bowls, etc. And I do think he could be valuable on the double. We just need to actually see him bowl. Or play, I should say. Hayden Kerr currently injured, didn't play Prem cricket on the, I think, the Saturday, I should say. I just want to double check that for Sydney Uni, I believe he plays for. Let me just double check, live double check for that. First grade, and then go to, was it Uni New South Wales that he was supposed to play for? Doesn't look like he played there, and let me just double check. Let me check Sydney Uni now. 1 second here, and then go down. Where's Sydney Uni? Here we go. Let's just see. Oh no, he did actually play. Okay, so he actually is back bowling. Good. Okay, so that changes something just slightly. That he is back bowling and playing, so that's good to see for Hayden Kerr. 1 for 25 yesterday, which is a good sign. Silk, he's playing, and I'll quickly change the BBL, the Sixers squad, to show that. Silk, Henriquez, just guys that I wouldn't be going for. Todd Murphy, sort of in the same discussion as Chauhan. Just, is he going to play? Probably one of those two is going to play, and I think that they will probably go for Todd Murphy, but I don't think Todd Murphy will be valuable. And then you have Curtis Patterson, who probably gets the start. Him or Joel will probably get the start now that Hayden Kerr is back in fit, it looks like. It looks like he was just playing round 2, which is, the second weekend of the game. Joel, just depends who they go for out of these two, in all honesty, to fill Hughes' role. To fill Dan Hughes' role for the first couple rounds, and then Menenti and Perry I don't expect to play. Then here is the lineup. If I just go to here and I just want to change the Sydney Sixers, and then Davies probably won't play for Kerr, as we said there, and then we just replace that with that there, and then also you have Patterson here. Henriquez probably, they could do this. They could also do this, which I would not be shocked if they did do this. I would not be shocked if they went with that combo. But if, as I said earlier, it could be Edwards 5, 6 or whatever, and Patterson at 3. I probably like this lineup more so, as I think it's more T20 based, given I don't really think Curtis Patterson is the best T20 player, and I think you can blood in Joel for a little bit until Dan Hughes comes back, who would bat 3, and then Henriquez 4, Silk 5, Edwards 6, Kerr 7, Abbott 8, etc. And I think that's pretty much the lineup. You'll get these two opening. They've opened for 5 years now straight, basically since almost a year or two after Michael Lum left. Vincent Phillipe have been here for. Edwards, I think he gets a massive role this year, potentially with the new rock, or just first change. He gets the bowlers 4, gets to field first slip in in the outfield, and also has the opportunity to score runs with the bat. Henriquez, I expect him to be basically only a batter only this year until Hughes comes back, when he is probably the 6th bowling option. Then he might bowl. But then again, you've already got Edwards, the 4 bowlers, plus also Kerr, so that's already 6. So he's he should be the 7th bowling option actually, no matter what. Silk, you can see here, he is just the specialist closer almost, in a way, like similar to John O'Wells is John O'Wells at the Renegades now? But yeah, he's just a specialist closer. Kerr's been a guy that's been really well in patches, but also had some rough patches. But if he is a bat bowl and 105k, then that is certainly interesting, I would say. And then Davies as well could get games, but it could be Patterson that also gets games as well. Let me just put Patterson here for the meantime so that I have every player there. And then, the bowlers sort of speak for themselves. You could have Chauhan here, and then you would have, who was that? That was Murphy. And then you'd have Murphy down there. But I think they'll go with Murphy here anyway. So let me just change that back. Murphy in the number 10 slot there, and then Chauhan in the reserves. I just don't know, because they didn't play. I mean, Rian Ahmed didn't actually come over there, but I don't think he was going to play anyway. And Chauhan, I think, is sort of in that similar boat, give or take. Is on the edges of T20 internationals for England, but also Rian Ahmed sort of on that sort of pace as well. And I think they just go for the home talent in Murphy over them, to be honest with you. But the predictability there. But anyway, that is the Sydney Sixers preview for the 2024-5 SuperCoach season. Yes, I did have to do a live check of the Hayden Kerr, and it's good to see him back playing. I did flag that with, I think it was someone, that he was not scheduled to play or didn't line up, but was also named on their team sheet. So there was something wonky about that. But now seeing him actually play is a good sign, which, he was scheduled to play week 2, it looks like. So anyway, there it is. If you did enjoy that video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload it, especially with the Sydney Thunder recap coming, or preview I should say, coming soon. And if you are listening on Spotify, give me a follow so that you know when I upload on there as well. So I'll see you guys in the Sydney Thunder preview tomorrow. Bye guys.